Many people are aware with the term clone or cloning, but they do not exactly know how does clone or cloning happen. In this video, I'll try to explain. The first cloned animal, Dolly the sheep, was born in 1996 in Roslin Institute in Scotland. But how do you do cloning? Now, cloning is exactly making an exact duplicate copy, an exact identical copy of another individual, another animal. Now, how you do it? You select an individual, an animal for whom you want to make a duplicate. You take the nucleus from one of the cells of this animal and then introduce this into the egg of any other animal and give some electrical impulses so this egg starts dividing. Now this egg is then introduced inside the womb of another animal. In this case it would be a sheep. In Dolly's case it was a sheep. And the animal which will come out of this procedure would be exactly identical to that animal or that person from whom you have taken the nucleus. Nucleus is actually the factory, the powerhouse of the cell, and whatever the cell functions is under the guidance of this nucleus. So if you take a nucleus from another person and then you try to divide that cell, use that nucleus for creation of another individual, another animal, it would be exactly identical to that animal from which the nucleus have been taken. Now, the Dolly lived for several more years, gave birth to many of offsprings, finally was put to death by euthanasia in 2003 actually, because she was suffering from an intractable lung condition. Now, people ask whether this procedure of cloning led to such lung condition, but the scientists didn't find any relationship between the procedure of cloning and this lung condition. Actually, cloning does not give rise to any particular disease or ailment if it is properly done. Now, this prospect or aspect of cloning and clones fascinates me. Is it legal, you may ask? For animals, it's legal in many countries, in many places. For example, if you have a pet and you love that pet very much, these dogs and cats and other pets have their own lifespans and they will die someday. So you can make an exact clone from taking a cell nucleus from that pet. You will have an identical body, but not that identical soul of the pet who ultimately dies. But this way you can just stay along with the pet whom you loved previously. At least the bodily identity will satisfy you in that sense. For humans, no. For humans, human cloning is absolutely banned. It's totally illegal. But if you ask me, I would say probably clandestinely already human cloning been done by renegade scientists, and they're roaming on this earth. There are a lot of stories that autocratic countries, the dictators make a clone of themselves, several clones of themselves, so that they are not caught. Now, this is the thing about human cloning. And a very interesting thing I read, that clandestinely many tissues of many famous eminent individual celebrities being clandestinely stored in the hospitals. Now if these tissues are stored, from these tissues a cloned identical celebrity, identical eminent person, identical famous person can be created later on. This theme actually fascinated me and I wrote this book, The Noah, based on this theme, which is available in Flipkart and Amazon. The book is shown in the thumbnail of this video. If you're interested in these sort of stories, how this technology has really revolutionized the world, it has gone beyond the human understanding, human laws, human legal regulations, and how this can create havoc among the ordinary individuals. In this story, actually, the cloned human beings being created and stored and then attacked by a cult who actually were disgusted by this attempt of man trying to play God. If you like these type of stories, you can go for this book in Amazon and let me know. Cloning is a fascinating thing. Clone is a fascinating aspect, and maybe covert human cloning is already there.